Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today this is going to be a rumored cast reaction and early speculation video on the upcoming seasons of Australian Survivor in 2025. So let's hop right into it, starting off with that Brains vs. Brawn 2 was announced, which is going to be an all newbie season, a rookie season. And this is going to be officially season 10 of Australian Survivor, which I'm excited for this. They did Brains versus Brawn in the past. It did very well. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. And then they also announced the big one that had me jumping up in my seat, out of my seat, I should say. That is Australian Survivor, Australia versus the world, which I am so excited for. Now, they did announce some players from a couple days ago of some people who were flying out to Samoa where they were filming this season. And I guess we should just run through them, starting off with George. Yeah, so there's three there's three Australia players and then three U.S. players that have been confirmed right now. But then we'll go through a bunch of other speculations and other things after this. But George was confirmed for this cast, which is was a definite. That was 100% going to happen, in my opinion. There was nothing in my mind that said it wouldn't happen. And so, yeah, George will be here. I don't know how well he's going to do. He might not do the greatest because, he's going to have some big target on his back, I think. But we'll see. Next up, we have Kirby from Titans vs. Rebels. And, yeah, I like this. I'll talk about Ferris a little bit later on. And because he wasn't announced, I'm hoping he's on or squeezes his way on the cast, but we'll figure that out later. I'll talk about that later. But Kirby, there was actually rumors that she wasn't on because I believe she just got accepted for another job. So with like the AFL or something like that down in Australia. I'm not too sure, but it should be interesting. It should be interesting to see where she lands here. It's kind of insane that out of the Australia players most of the Australia players that were in like the rumor lists and all that, none of them were winners. Really, in like the official in the list that seems to be more of the list that's more, I can't think of a word, more true, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Kirby should be interesting. I liked her in Titans vs. Rebels, so we'll see where she lands here. I don't know how well she'll do. We'll see. She doesn't know Survivor that much, though, so that's kind of the worry there. Next up, we got Shawnee, and it's kind of insane that Shawnee is going to be playing, will have played Survivor 4 times in the past since 2018, which is insane. Which I'm happy about Shawnee. She was my winner pick in Heroes vs. Villains, but she did not do the greatest there. But yeah, I'm excited to see where she does, what she does here. I think her and George are gonna have some sort of rivalry because George turned on Shawnee in Heroes vs. Villains, so we'll see where that lands. Now for the U.S. players, we have Cirie, and I'm excited for Cirie. My only worry about Cirie is that will this affect her chance of being on Survivor 50? And I'm going to talk about that a little later, but I think it might. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see Cirie. I think out of some of the U.S. players, she was more like, I was kind of thinking she could be on, but yeah, I'm excited to see it. She's been doing a lot more reality TV in the past couple of years here, so yeah, I'm excited. And she also she posted a thing, or Jared posted a thing to Instagram saying Mom's about to leave, and yeah, she's flying out to Samoa. All right, next up we have Parvati, and this is the big name that everyone was shocked about. I'm surprised Parvati's here. Like, honestly, Parvati is one of those people I thought would never play Survivor again. in fact, she said that she would never play Survivor again in an interview this year during Traders coverage or press, like, which is insane. Like, and now she's here. So I don't know. Maybe she was more referring to Survivor US because she's gonna have a big target, but here she's not. And I will say for the original plan for, or there was an original plan which was Australia versus US. That was the original plan, and then the backup was Australia versus the world. And I believe Survivor US turned down the idea of doing a full tribe of US players. So the 3 US players that we're going to talk about here, and the next person is Tony, by the way. These 3, I think, are like the only 3 Survivor US play. Well, I will talk about a couple others later in this video, but yeah. But as for Tony, I'm excited to see Tony. He's on Traders. Kind of interesting to see that all 3 of these Survivor players are on Traders at some point into Traders. I'm excited to see what Tony does here. I don't know how well he'll do. It'll be kind of insane if he wins again, you know. Well, but we'll see what happens. He might have a target on his back. We'll see. But yeah, I think these will be the only Survivor US people. But yeah, let's move on to more of the speculations and stuff. I'm gonna run through now we do. Oh yeah, I worked on this presentation here for a while, and I thought it was gonna be done earlier, but here we are. So yeah, I will say that there are other versions that were announced to be a part of this, and one is Survivor South Africa. The other next up is Survivor New Zealand, and then we also have Survivor Norway, which just came out of nowhere, I guess. Like I was not expecting that, but yeah, that's what we got here. Those are the other versions that have people representing, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens with that. So yeah, I'm gonna run through some of the all the Australian Survivor seasons, talk about some of the people who are kind of in the speculation and are rumored, and some of the people. I also talk about people who I would have thought or would have liked to see on this season like this. So starting off with 2016 Australian Survivor 2016. I'm not talking about 2002 or Celebrity Survivor Vanuatu. No, sorry. Either way, for season 16, there's a few people I would like to see, but no one made the more true list here. Starting off with Christy. She was the winner of the season, and I feel like I believe there was rumors that she might have been in the rumors for Heroes vs. Villains back when that was a thing, but I guess that's not a thing now. I'm more likely to think that Christy probably won't come back, at least for this, and I'm thinking she probably will not be on, but it would have been interesting. I figured I should just mention her here. Next up, we have Nikai Danza, which is this is a shock that he wasn't on the other list, like the more true list, which I am in shock. I thought he would have been a shoo-in for this, and he said he did say that he would have liked to do something like this, an AU versus a world season, or AU versus US or something like that. But yeah, this is kind of a shock. And the next person is Brooke, and she was on Challenge Australia, played Australian Survivor twice. I'm surprised that she was not in this cast. I hope she squeaks her way on, to be honest, but it's kind of a shock to me that she didn't make it here. But I would have liked to see Brooke on. Yeah. Next up, we have let's talk about Australian Survivor 2017, and yeah, sorry if some the casting photos are pixely and stuff. That's kind of how it had to be done, but yeah. There's only a few people I'm really gonna mention Here, starting off with Luke, he was in the more true list, which I don't want Luke on this cast. He's kind of problematic nowadays, but he did win BBAU VIP, so that's a thing. But yeah, I liked Luke back in 2019 in Champs versus Contenders 2, but yeah, I don't really need to see him back again. And then we got Sarah, which is weird. I feel like she's more so the alternate, but like she was on the more true list here. And then the other person I did want to talk about here is Jericho. I would like to see Jericho on this cast if they were including winners, which apparently I guess there's not going to be winners on the AU side of things. It seems to be like that. We'll see, though. Next, let's talk about Australian Survivor Champs versus Contenders 1. And I joked about if Russell could be on, but I don't think that's actually going to happen here. But one player that I do want to mention here is Benji. I would like to see Benji, but I don't know if he'll have actually made it on. Now let's talk about Australian Survivor Champs versus Contenders 2. And for this, we got Janine, who's on the truer list. And it's kind of interesting because she did a show with Gordon Ramsay. But I feel like she's kind of one of the more bigger names on this cast, from at least in Australia side of things. But I'm happy to see her here. Let's see how it goes. I don't know what she'll do. I feel like she's more likely to accept something like this because I did mention that this season of Australian Survivor, Australia versus World, is supposedly only going to be 15 days long, and the cast is only 14, which is not ideal for me. I would like the cast to be a bit bigger, preferably 24, even like 16. But I know the True List has 16, and I feel like some of those people are more so alternates. But I would like to see Janine here, or let's see what happens. But yeah, and we also have David. I feel like David isn't on the cast. He wasn't on the Truer list, but on the main list, but that was released on Reddit. But I would like to see David on. I figured I should mention him here. He's obviously the biggest player in Survivor. Australian Survivor, one of the best players of all time. But yeah, next up, Brains versus Braun, and obviously George was here. But Simon. I feel like Simon's definitely gonna be on. He released a video to his Instagram to where he was like, he's not gonna be on, but then at the end he's like, okay, just make sure you. He's like to someone at the end of the video, like, just make sure you save this and we can post it when I fly out to Fiji, fly out to Samoa, or something like that. It's kind of funny. I would like to see Simon on. I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see that the four people from AU versus AU Heroes versus Villains is on this. But yeah, and next up we have Haley. I figured I should mention here. I would like to see Haley on, but she probably might have said no, but yeah. Next up, Blood versus Water. We have Jordy, and I think Jordy is probably more so gonna be the alternate here. I like Jordy. I think it would be interesting to see how it goes, but I feel like he's more so the alternate. And then I figured I should also mention Nina here. I don't think Sandra will be on this. I feel like she would have been on the U.S. side of things, and she also said she wasn't going to be on this. But Nina, I think since she's on the Anonymous, I figured, I don't think she's eligible for this or would be allowed to do this. So yeah, and also for David earlier, he's on Dondi, so I don't think he would be on here. Next up for Heroes vs. Villains, the only person I think I really kind of want to mention here is Liz. I like Liz, but I believe she's pregnant, so I don't know if she's actually going to be on. Now for Titans vs. Rebels, Ferris. How is Ferris not on this cast? I don't know. I hope he's on. I hope that list is wrong or something, because and Ferris is actually squeaking his way on, because I would like to see Ferris on a cast like this. And he also said on social media that he's taking a social media break, but I don't know. He's been posting stuff. Maybe it's someone different. I don't know. Maybe he is on, and maybe he isn't, but I don't know. Next up, let's talk about Survivor New Zealand, and starting off with Survivor New Zealand Nicaragua, and the only person who I would have there's no one from New Zealand Nicaragua on the actual truer list from Reddit. But I should mention it, and I think Avi would have been more interesting here, but it's the person to get from Nicaragua if they were gonna get someone. Now for Thailand, Lisa Stanger, or is on. She's a massive Survivor fan. I liked it. Well, I would like to see her on. She's one of the best international Survivor players there is. And I think she was on the more truer list. And yeah, next up we have Tessa. She was also on the more truer list, on the more true list from Reddit. I would like to see her on. She's kind of more the random pick though. And then we also have Adam. I know he was on I believe Celebrity Treasure Island or something like that. Whatever show it was down in Australia or New Zealand. Sorry, New Zealand. But I feel like Adam's more so the alternate here, but he was on the more truer list here as well. Then I should also mention Dave. I would like to see Dave on this cast, but yeah, I guess he's not on. Now let's talk about Survivor South Africa. Starting off with Panama, and no one's on. Come on. Malaysia, no one. I don't think anyone's going to be on here. Sorry about the casting photo. I don't really find a good one. Santa Carolina, no one. Maldives, no one. But for champions, I don't think any. There's a couple people. Starting off with Graham. I feel like he should be kind of in consideration. Maybe he was on. He was in some of the. I heard he was in some of the rumors, but yeah. Then we have Marianne. I think she was also in some of the rumors as well. Well, that were out floating around, but I don't personally want her. I'd be fine if she's not on, but I know she's a massive Survivor fan. And next up, for the Philippines, for SA Philippines, we have Werner. I figured I should mention him here. I think that would have been interesting. And then also Palessa, which she had the move with the Idol as well. I think that would have been interesting to see her on here. But I don't think she was on any of those lists. Now for SA Island of Secrets, we have Rob Antolay, who is on the more truer list, and only one SA person is in that actual truer list, which is insane. But I think if any person was going to be considered, it would definitely be Rob Antolay. He is one of the best players in Survivor history. He won his season here, so yeah. And I should also mention Nicole here as well. Well, I'm personally fine. I don't really need to see her again, but here we go. Next up, Immunity Island, and we have Dino. I would like to see Dino on. I know he was kind of releasing some rumors back when this thing was kind of releasing and stuff of some of the rumors and stuff, but I would like to see Dino on this cast. I really do like Dino as a Survivor player, so yeah. And then also Chappies, I feel like he was also kind of in the. I think he should have been someone to be contacted as well. Now for Survivor Norway or Expedition Robinson, Norway 2022. I'm not gonna say what that is. I don't know how to say that. But yeah, the person is Ope, who's in the rumored cast or from Reddit. I don't really have much to say, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I feel like this person, I feel like he is more so going to be the person that he could make a couple rounds in, but we'll see. I don't know why he's here. It's kind of weird. Next up, let's talk about some Survivor US. I don't think any more Survivor US people will be on, but I feel like there are two people who would like to mention here. Kelly Wentworth, I would like to see her on here, and she said she would have been on, but I don't know, maybe Survivor 50. He is kind of blocking that out here. I don't know. Ooh, and Johnny Fairplay. Johnny Fairplay is how I believe supposedly he wasn't even contacted, which is insane. I'm also just gonna check here to see if it's recording. It is too, so just wanted to make sure. Sorry. Yeah. Johnny Fairplay. Supposedly he wasn't even contacted, but I feel like he would have been. I thought he would have been a shoo-in for a cast like this, but here we are. He's not on. But I figured I should mention him here. And yeah, I think for like Survivor 50 side of things, I feel like I'm wondering if like Cirie put her nail in the coffin. I feel like if Survivor, if you sign up, it's either. I feel like for Survivor US, it was either you do this or you're not on 50, or you do Survivor 50 but not the other, or something like that. But I feel like Cirie's kind of like that one exception here, where I feel like they might have put her on anyways. But yeah, I feel like that might be a thing here, and I feel like a lot of people are more likely to do Survivor 50 because obviously Survivor 50 is more bigger than Australia versus the World, Australian Survivor spinoff, which I'm not even sure if that's going to do well in the ratings here. But I was like, now I'm going to talk about some of the shows that didn't make it on, which I'm kind of surprised. Starting off with Survivor UK 2023, I'm surprised no one from here made it on. And like someone like Tanuke would have been interesting to see. Someone like a Christopher, who was kind of a bigger character on the season, I would have liked to see him on here. And then also Matthew, he won the season, and it would have been interesting to see. But I'm kind of insane that he wasn't on here. Next up, we have Survivor Quebec. I should mention in 2023. I feel like the winner and Nicholas should have maybe in consideration. Some of the other people as well. And then Survivor Quebec 2024 as well. I feel like should have been considered here as well. And maybe like the winner as well. I feel like maybe I think someone was in the rumor list, but I can't remember who that was. And I should also mention, if we're getting other people from like international shows, like I don't know why Survivor Norway was picked here. I feel like someone from Koh-Lanta would have been more interest, would have been a bigger get, because Survivor Koh-Lanta, I believe, is the second largest Survivor franchise there is. But that could be wrong. Then I also do want to. I do also want to mention like Turbo and Berna and Emmanuel and Logan and Emmy. Some of these people who are on the challenge, but also on like Survivor. There's some Survivor seasons, some Turkey and Spain and yeah, and all these other places. I feel like Romania, Survivor Romania. Like I feel like we were joking in like the Morning Review live stream chat that these people are gonna be on. But I feel like Turbo is more so the person that would have been more consideration here. But yeah, all right. Obviously, Turbo's a 2-time winner though. But yeah, all right. Next up, let's talk about air dates. So when it comes to air dates, I feel we do know that Brains vs. Brawn is going to be airing in February, but which is interesting considering I don't know when Australia vs. the World is going to air. I don't know when it's going to air. I feel like it could be like 20. I have two suspicions. It's either like January. 3 episodes a week or something like that. Get it out of the way, all in January. Or they're gonna air it after and wait to release it in like the summer of next year, or Australia's winter, I guess. Or maybe even like fall or something like that. Put it in like a Survivor or in the Amazing Race Australia Celebrity Edition time slot or something like that. Which I don't want to wait that long for the season. I really don't. I'm just so excited for this that I don't want to wait now for this. But yeah. All right. There we go. That's pretty much all I have to say about this. So everything here. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for both Brains vs. Brawn 2 and Australia vs. the World. I feel like it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. I'm gonna do a lot of more coverage on Australia versus the world. Because I like Australia. Australian Survivor. The past 2 seasons were all-time great seasons of reality television. Titans versus Rebels, Heroes of Film, so great in my mind. And I really liked those seasons, so I figured I should I'm gonna do coverage of it. I don't know what type of coverage exactly I want to do. I'm gonna do some videos maybe in the lead up to it, some point down the line. I do want to return to those resimulating Survivor videos and do some of the Australian Survivor stuff. That would be interesting. I do want to mention here like Survivor 50. Obviously, I might do some videos on that. See, because I'm excited to see where that lands. I should mention Survivor 47. I guess we'll do a review of that when that ends here, and I do like the premiere for me for Survivor 47 was not the great. It's in my mind. It was kind of more boring, and I feel like I'm sad John went. I feel like Andy would have been better boot in my mind. But yeah, I will do a review of that when it ends. But also, should also mention Amazing Race Canada. I'm gonna do a review of that. I'm gonna do it more so in this Google slide presentation format here because I feel like the season deserves a kind of, but maybe I won't. I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna go yet. But yeah, I'm planning on returning to more normal videos here. Don't count on it. I took away like the thing from the about page that says 1 video a week. I'm gonna try, but I don't think that's actually gonna be a thing. I know I didn't. I didn't really stick to that in the past couple months here, so at all. I was kind of just changing up the rules and stuff, but there we go. I also like challenge battles for new champion. Battle of the Eras. The challenge battle of the Eras. Challenge 40 is currently airing right now. I should have mentioned for Challenge Sweden. I know there's some Expedition Robinson people on that. I feel like those people maybe they aren't going to be. Maybe they were in consideration for Australia versus the world, but maybe they just didn't get on. But yeah, either way, for Challenge 40, I'm currently enjoying the season. I know there's a bunch of controversy here about especially about the Horacio Derek elimination. I'm kind of mixed on that. MTV production so unreliable and so incompetent and as a production company in my mind. But yeah, that's all I gotta really mention here. But yeah, I'm also covering. I think I'm gonna do a Big Brother 26 review because I've really enjoyed the season. I haven't missed an episode yet, so yeah, it should be interesting to see where that all lands. But there we go. That's all I want to mention for today. This video is actually late. It is later, but yeah, there we go. That's all I have to mention. Thank you for watching, and yeah. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do any more MCCs, and I also do kind of want to return to the Reddit reaction videos maybe sometime down the line here, but we'll see. I am doing university stuff, but so yeah. So that might get in the way, but yeah. There you go. That's it. That's all I have to mention. Thanks for watching.